All right, great patriots. Thank you so much for joining us here at Golden State Times. President Trump has officially welcomed the Mexican president, AMLO. So is Lopez Obrador. So the Mexican president is at the White House right now. President Trump and the Mexican president are having a bilateral meeting, and also a luncheon / expanded bilateral meeting. They're talking about trade. They're going to be talking about immigration, about the wall, about the border between Mexico and the United States, and also one of the biggest things, which is not only trade, but also coronavirus. So they're going to be talking about a whole bunch of different issues. As you guys probably know, the border between the United States and Mexico is still technically closed, but only for the flow of merchandise and stuff. So only truckers are basically the only ones to go in and out. President Trump has said many times in the past that TJ or Tijuana in Mexico is one of the hot spots of Mexico. So we have to be very careful with the border. So let's see what President Trump has to say. Right now, President Trump and the Mexican president are going to sign a declaration. Now, Trudeau, which is the Prime Minister of Canada, was supposed to be here today. He was supposed to be at the White House, but he refused to go. Now, why did he refuse? We really do not know 100%, but President Trump is definitely going to talk about that if they get any questions asked. Later on today, President Trump and the Mexican president are going to have a press conference. They're going to be answering questions from both the Mexican press and also from the U.S. media. So stay tuned for that. We're going to live stream that later on today. So make sure you guys are subscribed and the notification bell is on, so that way you can get notified, hopefully by YouTube, when that live stream goes live. We will be switching over to the White House in just a few moments, but please guys, don't forget to share the live stream on social media. Don't forget to click that thumbs up button, because it lets YouTube know that you guys are enjoying this live stream, or you guys can enjoy this live stream. So don't forget to click the thumbs up button, and also share the stream on Facebook and Twitter and Gab and Reddit and Parler and all of those social media sites. If you guys share the stream on Twitter, we'll give you guys a shout out as a thank you for your help and your support. Also, don't forget to follow us on Twitter if you haven't, at Gold State Times. Let me know in the chat, folks. Did you guys get notified by YouTube, or did you guys get notified by Golden State Times through text message? Let me know in the chat. How did you guys get notified about this live stream? Thank you so much for choosing Golden State Times as your stream of choice. We hope that you guys share the stream. That's the best way to help out the channel, is by sharing the live stream on social media and also clicking that thumbs up button and saying hello in the chat. All right, folks. So once again, we're going to be switching over to the White House in just a few moments. Don't forget to share the live stream on social media. And I also like to give a big thank you here to Learn Fox Help. Thank you so much for your help and your support through Super Chat. Those Super Chats is what helps us live stream on this on here on YouTube. As you guys can see, there's no ads anywhere on this live stream. This live stream is ad free. There's no advertisements, because if we turn them on, then YouTube will demonetize and shadow ban the video, the live stream. So that's the reason why we take off advertisements, because we don't want to get censored by YouTube. They can't take us down through copyright. They can't take us down through community guidelines or terms of service or anything like that. So what they're trying to do now is they're trying to squeeze us dry. They're trying to squeeze us dry until we leave on our own. But that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen at all. So we'd like to thank every single one of our members, our sponsors in the chat. If you guys don't know, we are sponsored by our viewers, patriots like you. So all of the patriots with the Trump hats next to their name in the chat, in green, there's a Trump hat next to their name. Those are our sponsors. Those are our members here at Golden State Times. So thank you so much, members, for your help and your support, helping us live stream these events to patriots all over the country and all over the world. I'd like to thank you so much for your help and your support. We can't do it without you. Also, all the patriots that helps us out through Super Chat and through Emoji Super Chat, thank you so much for your help and your support. Because of you, we're able to live stream these events live from the White House. All right, so we'll be switching over to the White House in just a few moments. If you'd like to help out Golden State Times, the best way to do it is by sharing the live stream on social media, telling patriots about Golden State Times, and bring patriots into the live stream if you can. So thank you so much, folks, and we will see you guys very soon in the chat. I'll be switching over to the White House in just a few moments. President Trump should be coming out soon. I would like to give a big thank you to Titan Child. Thank you so much for your help and your support through Super Chat. Once again, Titan, thank you so much for your help. All right, folks, I'd like to give a big thank you to everyone that is sharing the live stream on social media. Thanks so much for your help and your support. If you haven't yet, all we ask for, folks, if you guys can please share the live stream on Facebook and Twitter and Gab and Reddit. We'll be checking Twitter right now to see who is sharing the stream. That way we can give them a shout out. And also don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Gold State Times. We'll be switching over to the White House right now. This is taking place at the Rose Garden, so sometimes it takes a little bit longer than normal for everything to be set up and for the White House to give the green light so people can start streaming. So we'll be switching over to the White House in just a few moments. As you guys can see, President Trump is set to sign a joint declaration with the President of Mexico, Lopez Obrador. He is at the White House right now. And I don't know if you guys saw the video that we posted on Twitter when President Trump and President Obrador met. A lot of people from Mexico, they were a little, I wouldn't say pissed off, but just a little annoyed that, you know, they didn't shake hands and stuff like that. But the thing is, that is not their fault. It's the whole COVID thing. They can't shake hands. They can't do the same things that they normally used to do when the president would meet with a foreign leader. You know, it can't be that way, you know, anymore because of COVID. So there's a little bit of tension going on, but other than that, everything seems good. The Mexican people seem okay with the visit, but others, just like here in the United States, have a huge problem with it. So let's just see what happens. We'll be switching over to the White House in just a few moments as we get ready to go for President Trump and the Mexican president to sign this joint declaration. Now, this joint declaration most likely is going to be about trade. As you guys know, the USMCA is now in effect. It happened a few days ago, so it's in effect now, and that's the reason why the Mexican president is here. Now, Trudeau, which is the Prime Minister of Canada, was supposed to be here too. He was supposed to be at this event. He was supposed to have a press conference with President Trump and AMLO later on today, which will be streamed live here at Golden State Times. So this is one of two President Trump speeches that are coming up. So Trudeau was supposed to be here, and he refused to come. Now, why did he refuse? We're not 100% sure. But I'm sure that President Trump is going to be talking about it either at this event or at the press conference later on today. I'm sure that someone is going to ask him what happened with Trudeau, why did he refuse to come, and all that good stuff. So stay tuned live here at Golden State Times for full coverage of both events. This one right now, they sign a joint declaration, and later on when they have a press conference, a joint press conference. right, folks. Yeah. I really do not know what to say. This is so dumb. It's so stupid. Oh man, it's the worst thing I've ever seen. Okay, so we have this event. President Trump signs a joint declaration, at the White House with the Mexican president. At the exact same time, they want a White House press briefing with Kayleigh McEnany. I don't understand. I don't understand why they do that. I really don't. It really, really bothers me because why would they put two very important things happening at the exact same time? It makes absolutely no sense. There's a huge gap between 3:35 p.m. Eastern and 6:30 p.m. Eastern that the Mexican president will leave and then come back for a dinner. Why can't they do the White House press briefing at that time? Why can't they do it at 5:30 p.m.? So then that way we have enough time to cover this event for the Mexican president to leave. They do a press briefing, and then after that there is another event where the Mexican president comes back to the White House. I don't understand. I do not get it. If someone can explain that to me in the chat, why they do something like this, to me it doesn't make any sense at all. We're trying to cover everything, but when the White House does really, really stupid things like this, I don't know. But there is a White House press briefing with Kayleigh McEnany at the exact same time that this is happening, so we'll see what we need to do in order to get that ready to go. No, there's no way I can do split screen. There's no way. I would never do that. Especially with the President of the United States talking, there's no way that I would do split screen. I'd like to give a big thank you to Born Mature. Thanks so much for your help and your support through Super Chat. All right, so let's see here what these people want. Oh my God, all right. So let's see. So right now we are streaming the joint declaration. Okay. President Trump will deliver a joint press conference. Okay, so let's see here. I just want to confirm and see if I'm not messing around here. Hold on. Let's see if we have any updates, see if when the footage is also coming, because we are already waiting for President Trump. We're ready to go. All right, so we're setting the White House press briefing live stream, I guess, on the channel right now. So if you guys want to head over there and set the notification for that. I don't know if YouTube's going to send notifications today. There's so many live streams, but let's see what happens. We'll try to cover everything, folks. We'll try to cover the White House, joint declaration, signature stuff, and we'll also try to cover the White House press briefing, and try to maneuver both of those things at the exact same time. So stay tuned live here at Golden State Times for full coverage of everything. Hopefully, we'll try our best. We'll try our best to get this done and ready for you guys. That way you guys get the best experience possible. So I'm setting up the White House press briefing right now. That way we have it ready to go once it actually begins. So today is July 8th. Yes, going to start. Whoops. Okay, so disable monetization. We cannot have ads on our live streams anymore. should be ready to go. Okay, so the White House press briefing with Kayleigh McEnany is ready to go on the channel. So if you guys want to go over there, set the notification, all that good stuff, then do that at this time. We're still trying to figure out when we're going to get footage from the White House, but once we do, then we'll switch over to the White House as President Trump signs a joint declaration with the President of Mexico. Or how it says on your screen, the United Mexican States. That's funny. Actually, it is true. That is the name of the country. Believe it or not, it's the United Mexican States. That's what the country is called, but everyone just knows it as Mexico, and that's how they also write it. But the technical term, or the technical name of the country is the United Mexican States. All right, folks, so I'd like to give a big thank you to Ambassador of Truth. And Ambassador of Truth says, I need to know if I'm being censored even here. If you're seeing this message, call me. 2 American flags, please. Okay, so yes, you're not censored. I can read your comments. So thank you so much, Ambassador of Truth, for your help and your support through Super Chat. We also like to give a big welcome to Daniel Valdez. Thank you so much for becoming a new member, believing in Golden State Times, and supporting the free press. Now, every single time that you type in the comment section of our videos or in the live streams, you will have a Trump hat next to your name to let everyone know that you support the free press. And not only that, these live streams are 100% ad-free. There's no advertisements on our live streams anymore, because if we put them on, YouTube will censor us, and we do not want to be censored. So the only way for us to go around that censorship, is to take off advertisements. So I hope that you guys enjoy our ad-free experience here at Golden State Times. But we want to give a big thank you to all of our members, all of our sponsors in the chat, all the patriots with the Trump hat next to their name. Those are our sponsors. We don't have huge companies giving us money or sponsoring us or anything like that. We have patriots just like you supporting us on a monthly basis, helping us live stream these events for everyone around the country and around the world. So once again, a big shout out and a thank you to all of our members in the chat, all the patriots with the Trump hats next to their name. Give me 1 second, folks. Give me 1 second. I don't know what's going on here. Please tell me that they did not cancel. Please tell me that they did not cancel this event. Oh boy. What is going on here, folks? What is going on? Come on, House. Come on, White House. All right, so stay tuned, folks. We're trying to figure out what is going on. What is going on here, folks? Everyone needs help, even us. And we have the information in the background, and even we need help because we don't know what's going on. All right, so let's see. Okay, so we have footage. All right, so we have footage from the White House. It is back on. It never got canceled. So here we go. So we're going to be putting the footage on your screen. So make sure you guys please share it on social media. Let patriots know that we do have the footage from the White House as we get ready to go for President Trump. Now, whoa, give me 1 second here. This is the type of experience you guys have here at Golden State Times, folks. You guys get to listen into everything, all the background stuff that is going on as we get ready to go. All right, so this is live footage. Live footage from the event, folks. Let's see what is going on here. All right, folks, once again, please share the live stream on social media. I'm going to check Twitter to see if anybody is sharing the stream. If you already shared it, thank you so much for your help and your support. This is live footage. President Trump should be coming out very soon. The White House just keeps playing tricks with us, but we got it ready to go. Thank you so much to Gemini17 for sharing the stream. We also like to give a big thank you to Deplorable Trump Lover sharing the stream. And Elizabeth Wesley, thanks so much for sharing the stream. We also have, let's see, CAG 2020 and Tina Angelo. Thanks so much for your help and your support. Pete, thanks so much for sharing the stream. And we also have here Kale Lily. Thanks so much for your help and your support. All right, folks, let me check out the chat real quick. I'd like to give a big thank you to a new member, Smalls. Thank you so much, Smalls, for becoming a new member, believing in Golden State Times, and supporting the free press. We also like to give a big thank you to Smalls for your help and your support through Super Chat. So help and support to Super Chat and also through membership. Thanks so much, Smalls. As you guys can see, folks, this live stream is 100% ad-free. There's no advertisements anywhere on this live stream. We have to take them off ourselves because if we do not take off advertisements, YouTube will censor this live stream. Nobody will be able to see it or be able to get notified for it to come up on Up Next or recommended or on your own profiles. It won't even come up. So in order for us to go around that censorship, we have to take off advertisements or on our live streams. So the only way that we are able to live stream is with the help of all the patriots in the chat with the Trump hats next to their name. Those patriots are our sponsors. We're not sponsored by huge companies, huge corporations. We don't have any of that. So we are sponsored by viewers just like you. So thank you so much, patriots in the chat with the Trump hats next to their names. You guys help us live stream these events to patriots all over the world and all over the country. So thanks so much for your help and your support. President Trump and the Mexican president should be coming out soon, and I'm sure that they're going to be answering some questions, so stay tuned. This is one of two events. The next event is later on tonight. President Trump and the Mexican president are going to have a joint press conference. They're going to be answering questions from the Mexican press and from the U.S. media. Also, there is going to be a White House press briefing. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen later on today. I guess in between the other two events. We already have it ready to go on the channel in case you guys are interested. Head over to the main channel, click on our logo, and set the notification for both of the future live streams. All right, folks, so I'd like to give a big thank you to Missy for your help and your support through Super Chat. All of those Super Chats helps us continue live streaming here on YouTube, as we have to basically censor ourselves when it comes to live streaming here on YouTube. So thank you so much for your help and your support. Also, Lupo B, thanks so much for your help and your support through emoji Super Chat that says 100. Thanks so much for your help and your support. All right, folks, so we're going to be checking Twitter to see who is sharing the live stream on social media. Thanks so much for your help and your support if you already shared. But if you haven't yet, please share the live stream on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Gab, Reddit. But if you shared on Twitter, we'll give you a shout out as a thank you for your help and your support. We'd like to give a big thank you to Woke Outlaw. Thanks so much for your help and your support sharing the stream. Marianne, thank you so much for your help and your support. Robert Darby Jr., thanks so much for sharing the stream. CNO Hacker, thanks so much for your help and your support. We'd also like to give a big thank you to Kimmy Jones. And we'd like to give a big thank you to Cammie. Thanks so much, Cammie, for your help and your support through Super Chat. All of those Super Chats helps us live stream here on YouTube. We'd like to give a big thank you here to Smalls for sharing the stream. Also, Prayers for Patriots for sharing the stream on social media. As you guys can see, folks, this live stream is 100% ad-free. There's no advertisements anywhere on this live stream. We have to take them off in order for us to not get censored by YouTube. If we turn on advertisements, we get censored. Our live streams get shadow banned and limited, so nobody can see it, even if it's live. Even our own subscribers won't be able to see it if we're live. So we have to take off advertisements in order to go around that censorship. Thank you so much to Bond750. So thank you so much to our Patriots that are helping us out through membership and Super Chat for helping us live stream these events. If you'd like to help out Golden State Times, the best way to do it is by sharing the live stream, telling Patriots about Golden State Times, and also getting Patriots into the live stream. So thank you so much to everyone that is doing that. Patriot Z and Ron Frazier, thanks so much for your help and your support sharing the stream. Music for QAnons, thanks so much for sharing the stream. I'm checking to see if there's a hot mic, but I'll let you guys know in just a few moments.
You guys are smart.
All right, folks, so the hot mic is now on. Let Patriots know in the chat that the hot mic is now on. I would like to give a big thank you to everyone that is sharing the live stream on social media. Thank you so much to Paula for sharing the stream. And we also have US Made 1001 and PK. Thanks so much for your help and your support. Also, Julie Shakes, thanks so much for sharing the stream. And we'd like to give a big thank you to Robert Stockwell for sharing the stream. And we also like to give a big thank you to Gail Gray and Brad for sharing the stream on social media. All right, folks, so it's set to begin very, very soon. The hot mic is on, but people are a little bit more quiet now. Here comes the Vice President of the United States. So President Trump should be coming out very soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States and the President of the United States and the President of the United Mexican States.
Thank you very much, everyone. It's a nice hot day, to put it mildly. So we'll make this quick, but it's all very positive, that I can say. And it's my tremendous pleasure to welcome everyone to the White House with my good friend, President Lopez Obrador of Mexico. We've had a very outstanding relationship. Mr. President, we're truly moved that you chose to make your first foreign visit since taking office, very successfully taking office, I might add, to be with us at the White House. The relationship between the United States and Mexico has never been closer than it is right now. And as the President said a little while ago, people were betting against that. They were actually betting against that. But it's never been stronger, never been closer. We're doing a tremendous job together. We're cherished friends, partners, and neighbors. Our cooperation is founded on mutual trust and mutual respect between the two of us and between our two countries. And we honor the great dignity of both nations. With this visit, President Lopez Obrador and I have the opportunity to strengthen the bond we have forged since his impressive election victory more than 2 years ago. A victory the Vice President and Ivanka joined in celebrating at the swearing-in. It was a very exciting day for them. Each of us was elected on the pledge to fight corruption, return power to the people, and put the interests of our countries first. And I do that, and you do that, Mr. President. The tradition of great respect between Mexican and American presidents goes back to the early days of both of our nations, and in particular, it includes President Abraham Lincoln and President Benito Juarez, who each held one another in very, very high esteem. They were great friends and they did great things together, and we are grateful that this morning President Lopez Obrador laid a wreath at the memorials that stand to each of these leaders right here in our nation's capital. That was a very beautiful, beautiful ceremony. Our countries are linked by trade and travel, by history and culture, by faith and family. The United States is home to 36 million incredible Mexican-American citizens. Mexican-Americans uplift our communities and they strengthen our churches and enrich every feature of national life. They are hardworking, incredible people. They are also great businessmen and women and make up a big percentage of our small business owners and very successful. They're very, very successful. They're like you. They're tough negotiators and great business people, Mr. President. Working alongside President Lopez Obrador, we're taking this relationship to new heights and building a powerful economic and security partnership. Together, we have addressed many of the most complex issues facing our two countries that really went unresolved for many years and, frankly, far too long. Should have been resolved long before I got here. But we're achieving great strides and remarkable breakthroughs and strengthening our relationship for decades to come. With everything that we have accomplished, the potential for the future of the United States and Mexico is unlimited. Far, far greater situation really for both countries than anyone thought possible. Today we celebrate the historic victory we achieved together just days ago when NAFTA was officially terminated, one of the worst trade deals in history, and replaced with a brand new, beautiful USMCA. We want to thank Canada also. I spoke with and will be speaking to the Prime Minister in a little while. While NAFTA slashed wages and eliminated jobs, the USMCA includes groundbreaking labor protections for workers in both nations. This landmark agreement will bring countless jobs from overseas back to North America, and our countries will be very big beneficiaries. We are already seeing the fruits because it started. It's the largest, fairest, and most advanced trade deal ever reached by any country, and it will bring enormous prosperity to both American and Mexican workers and Canada. We want to thank everybody. We'll have a separate day with Canada. They're coming down at the appropriate time. But we want to congratulate Canada and the people of Canada, the Prime Minister. But this has been a tremendous achievement. It's actually the largest trade deal ever made. And we made a big one with China, too, but this is the largest trade deal ever made. Our two governments are also in close cooperation to stop the illicit cross-border flow of drugs and guns, cash and contraband, and very importantly, stopping human trafficking. We're forging critical partnerships across the Western Hemisphere to combat the cartels and the smugglers and to ensure safe, humane, and lawful migration. And we've been helped greatly by Mexico on creating record numbers in a positive sense on our southern border. It's been really very, very tight and done a great job. And I want to thank the secretary who's here. We have Chad, you're here someplace. Where is Chad? What a good job you're doing, Chad. Great job. We're proud of you. And you've worked very closely with Mexico. I know you were just telling me what a great help they've been. Right? Thank you very much, Chad. We've also worked closely in the battle against the coronavirus together, saving countless thousands of lives. It's been my honor to help Mexico procure 600 ventilators, and it's going to be a higher number than that. They needed them very badly, and we were able to make them. We're making thousands a week, and we're helping a lot of countries. But one of the first, and maybe the first that I spoke to, was Mexico. We have a lot of them in Mexico, saving a lot of lives. And Mr. President, we're in this fight together, and we're doing very well. Just a couple of things on that. I'm proud to further announce that the U.S. is by far number one in testing, number one in the world in testing, and that the mortality rate is the lowest, or just about the lowest, of any nation anywhere in the world. And we're safely reopening our country, and very importantly, we're safely reopening our schools. We want the schools to be open and going in the fall. And most of them, I think, are looking at it that way. It's very important. We're finding out that learning by computer is not as good as learning in the classroom or learning on the campus, and I think you're finding that too. We want to learn in the classroom, so our schools, we want them open in the fall. Following President Lopez Obrador's remarks, we'll sign a joint declaration committing ourselves to a shared future of prosperity, security, and harmony. This is truly a proud moment in history for both of our nations, Mexico and the United States. With the signing, we pledge the close and continued friendship between the United States and Mexico, and we accelerate our progress toward an even greater tomorrow, and that's what's happening, a greater, maybe even a far greater tomorrow. With a prospering region, a flourishing hemisphere, and two sovereign nations thriving, growing, and excelling side by side, working together, and that's what we've been doing. Mr. President, we look forward to hosting you for a beautiful dinner later on this evening with some of your friends from Mexico and some of our great friends from the U.S., and it's an honor to have you with us, and please, we'd love to have you say a few words. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Friends, ladies and gentlemen, I truly celebrate this meeting with you, President Trump. My visit, to a great extent, has to do with the importance right now, in these times of world economic crisis, the importance of the entry into effect of the Mexico-U.S.-Canada agreement, TMEC by its Spanish acronym USMCA. Having been able to close this deal constitutes a great accomplishment benefiting all three nations and our peoples. As it is well known, North America is one of the most important economic regions of the planet. However, our region is inexplicably a region of trade deficits. We export to the rest of the world about $3.6 trillion, but we import about $4.2 trillion. That is, we have a deficit of $611 billion, which is translated into capital flight, less opportunities for companies and businesses, and job source losses. This new agreement seeks to reverse this imbalance through greater integration of our economies and improvements in the functioning of productive chains to recover the economic presence that North America has lost in the last 5 decades. Suffice it to say that in 1970, the region constituted 40.4% of the world GDP. And now, this share in the global economy has gone down to 27.8%. That's why this agreement is a great option to produce, create jobs, and foster trade without having to go so far away from our homes, cities, states, and nations. In other words, import volumes of our countries, imports to the rest of the world, may be produced in North America at a lower transportation cost with reliable suppliers, reliable vis-a-vis the companies, of course, and the utilization of regional labor force. Of course, it's not a matter of closing our countries to the world. It's a matter of taking advantage of all the advantages that we have because we're neighbors, as well as the enforcement of a good policy of cooperation for development. This agreement allows us to attract investments from other places of the hemisphere, bringing those investments to our countries, provided we comply, we honor the principles of producing merchandises with high regional content, and also trying to have salary and labor conditions that are fair conditions for our workers of the exporting or importing countries of consumption goods. It's also important to point out that this agreement signifies the integration of all 3 countries, because we're all contributing with productive capacity, markets, technology, experience, expertise, highly skilled labor force, and we end up complementing each other. For instance, Mexico has something which is extremely valuable to make this economic integration effective and to boost this integration, economic and commercial integration in the region. I'm talking about its very young, creative, and responsible labor force. Let us not forget that the participation of workers in productive processes is just as important as the role of businesses and companies. It really would be no good for us to have capital and technology if we don't have good workers that are outstanding workers because of their imagination, their talent, and their mystic when they do their work. On the other hand, with this type of agreement and respecting our sovereign states, instead of distancing ourselves, we are deciding, we're opting to walk together towards the future. We want to privilege understanding. That's why we're united. And we're setting aside differences, or we are solving those differences through a dialogue and mutual respect. Certainly, in the history of our relations, we've had perhaps moments in which our minds have not been together, and there have been problems that are not yet forgotten. However, we've been able to establish explicit agreements of cooperation and coexistence. For instance, in the 40s of last century, during the Second World War, Mexico helped meet the needs of the United States in terms of the raw materials needed by the United States, and it gave its support with the labor of migrant workers that were known as the braceros. Since then, and until now, we've been consolidating our economic, commercial, trade relationship, as well as our very peculiar coexistence, cohabitation, sometimes as distant neighbors and other times as very affectionate and close friends. And it is also well known, history, geopolitics, this neighborhood we have, and economic circumstances of both of our nations have promoted in a very natural manner a process of migration of Mexican men and women coming here to the United States. And here we've been able to create a community of about 38 million people, including the children of Mexican parents. It is a community of good working people, working people who have come here to make a living in a very honest fashion, and they have so much contributed to the development of this great nation. Furthermore, in Mexico, more than in any other country of the world, we have in our society 1.5 million of U.S. citizens. They live there and they're part of our society. So we're not just united by geographic proximity. We have economic, commercial, social, cultural, and ties of friendship. President Trump, as in the best times of our political relationship, during my mandate as President of Mexico, instead of remembering this insults or things like that from against me, we have received from you, President Trump, understanding and respect. Some people thought that our ideological differences would inevitably lead to confrontations. Fortunately, this has not been the case, and I believe that towards the future, there will be no motive or need to break our very good political relationship or the friendship between our two administrations. The best president Mexico has ever had, Benito Juárez Garcia, as you have mentioned, had a good understanding with the great Republican president, Abraham Lincoln. Let us remember that this great historic leader of the United States, who was the promoter of the abolition of slavery, never recognized Emperor Maximilian imposed in Mexico through the intervention of the powerful French army. It is no coincidence that Juárez lamented Lincoln's murder in the United States, saying, I quote, "I have deeply felt this disgrace because Lincoln, who was constantly working in such a determined manner for the complete freedom of its fellow men, was worthy of a better fortune or luck." End of quote. The same thing happened with the splendid relationship that Democrat President Franklin Delano Roosevelt had with our patriot President General Lázaro Cárdenas. The same situation took place. And after the oil expropriation, in a letter, General Cárdenas recognized the good understanding, the good bilateral understanding as follows. He said, "My administration believes that the attitude of the United States of America in the case of the oil company expropriation reasserts once more the sovereignty of the peoples of this continent that with so much efforts have been maintaining, and the situation and the position of His Excellency, Mr. President Roosevelt." End of quote. So, with all proportions and all the circumstances, with different circumstances, history tells us that it is possible to understand each other without arrogance or extremisms. Now that I have decided to come to this meeting with you, President Trump, we had a good debate in my country on the convenience of this trip. I decided to come because, as I have already expressed, it is very important for us to be launching this new agreement. But I also wanted to be here to thank people of the United States, its government, and thank you, President Trump, for being increasingly respectful with our Mexican fellow men. And to you, President Trump, I want to thank you for your understanding and the help you've given us in issues related to trade, commerce, oil, as well as your personal support for the acquisition of medical equipment that we needed urgently to treat our patients of COVID-19. But what I mainly appreciate is that you have never sought to impose anything on us, violating our sovereignty. Instead of the Monroe Doctrine, you have followed, in our case, the wise advice of illustrious and prudent George Washington, who said, quote, "Nations should not take advantage of the unfortunate condition of other peoples," end of quote. You have not tried to treat us as a colony. On the contrary, you have honored our condition as an independent nation. That's why I'm here, to express to the people of the United States that their president has behaved with us with kindness and respect. You have treated us just as what we are, a country and a dignified people, a free, democratic, and sovereign people. Long live the friendship of our two nations. Long live the United States of America. Long live Canada. Long live our America. Long live Mexico. Long live Mexico. Viva Mexico.
Sit down, please. Thank you.
right, folks, don't forget that there is a press briefing right after this. Like a minute after we shut this down, we're going to start again because there is a White House press briefing happening in like less than 10 minutes. So there's a White House press briefing. Stay tuned live here at Golden State Times as the Mexican president and U.S. President Donald J. Trump sign a declaration at the White House.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
What's wrong with the original 60 guidelines, sir?
All right, folks. So we are shutting this live stream down and starting the White House press briefing. So if you're new to the channel, subscribe, click that notification bell so you can get notified by YouTube, hopefully, about the live stream with Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany. Thank you so much for your help and your support, everyone that supported us through Super Chat and through membership. These live streams are made possible by you, helping us out through membership and Super Chat. All right, folks, so I'm going to shut this down, and I'm going to start the White House press briefing live stream in just around 5 minutes. Thank you so much, folks. And if you want to get notified for that live stream, text the word Trump Live to the number 555-888. Once again, text the word Trump Live to the number 555-888. If you've done it in the past, you don't have to do it again. This is just for new patriots that are not part of our text notification list. Text the word Trump Live to the number 555-888. We will see you guys in 10 to 15 minutes for the White House press briefing.